My name is Saba Imru Mathieu. I'm an executive leadership coach. You can learn all about me on my LinkedIn profile. I won't take time to give you my CV, but I'm the organizer of this event, and I'm delighted to welcome wonderful, wonderful coaches like Theresia Redigolo, who's here, and she is really a very highly experienced international professional. She knows international organizations for having worked in them for many years. And she is now, and since a long time, a leadership and mindset and career coach. She works with high professionals, leaders, entrepreneurs, and people who really want to move forward. So I'm delighted that today she is going to talk about how to step into your power and purpose. If you could please, my dear, introduce yourself a bit better than what I have done, and then continue with your presentation.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much, Saba, for the welcome and the warm welcome to this unique and very, very exciting and inspirational week. Wonderful you're here. And I just like to, first of all, start before I introduce even the topic and myself, in the chat, if you can, just give in your level of energy today. Like 1, I'm really not in the best mood of my life, to 10, I'm rocking and rolling here. I really want to make this a session for me that makes a change in my life. Okay, we have an 8 here. So really, this is an engaging session. If you want to step into your power and purpose, this is your moment. This is your energy that you can show and bring to this room. So everyone who would like to just put in a number, where is your energy at the moment? So we have a number 8 here. And looking forward to the session. Wonderful. So let's get rolling. Let me just share my PowerPoint here, and then we get going. Can you see it? Let me just do the little sharing. Let me do that. Great. Now, right, step into your power and purpose. Become the leader you really want to be. Are you here to feel a little bit better? How many of you really want to feel more energetic, feel more fulfilled in their current job? How many of you think there is more room for being more happy in your leadership role, or even becoming more happy in what you're doing at the moment, more fulfilled, more powerful? Exactly, this is what we are going to do here today. I want to show you a way how you can rediscover and realign to that true self that is always been there and that is always there right now too. In case you're thinking of, let's say, changing jobs, or you're thinking of wanting to do something different in your life, if you have some new ideas for yourself, but you don't really know how to get there, or you just feel stuck and maybe not in your best energy and power at the moment. So what is it that is holding you back? And in this session, I would like you to really take an active role in reflecting about yourself, reflecting about where do you maybe not step into your true potential? Where do you say, oh, I'm playing small? But where do you feel inside of you? No, there is more that I want to bring to the world. And especially if you're working in an international organization that has such a huge purpose. What can you do to reconnect or feel that purpose even more in yourself than you do maybe at the moment? Now, if you're saying, wow, I'm fully aligned with what I do, I enjoy my work, great. That's a great place to be. Now, maybe there's still things in your life that you want to achieve, not even only in the work, but in your life in general. So that session is also for you. If you want to just have a different look, a fresh look at what you want to achieve in your life and how to get it. Now, what does it mean, your power as a leader? What does it mean to have a purpose as a leader? And really the question is, do I have one? Am I clear about it? Let me share who I am a little bit more, and then we go into the session and what I want to bring to you today. Really, all I want you, I'm a trainer, I'm an expert in training and learning, and I have 20 years of experience in the UN. And all I want you to really open your heart for this session, open your mind to something new, something that maybe you have heard before, but will hear now in a different way. And if you see yourself saying, oh, I've heard this before, I know this already, just be aware that when you have that voice in yourself saying, I know this already, this is probably why you should listen even more closely, because maybe it's a little saboteur inside of you that says, I don't want to change, but I'll get there. You'll see, I'll get there. You will understand what I mean. Now, a little bit about myself. Why am I here talking to you as an audience? Well, my journey really started many years back when I had a dream. I was a little girl in a town in Germany. I'm German Italian, where I really was seeing like these amazing flags in our town where we were celebrating diversity. And that was really like 40 years back, about 40 years. But I didn't know a UN existed at the time. But I just liked the idea of a celebration, different colors, flags, wow, different nationalities. Only years later, when I was in school and we were looking at the politics of the world and who is changing, you know, the world's state in the world, I realized, oh, there is an organization. There's an organization called the United Nations. And then I was like, wow, this picture of the United Nations building in my history book or in my politics book was such a reminder of that festivity that I saw as a little girl in our town. And I said, wow, if this is possible to work in an organization where you can really have so many people from different countries or different backgrounds work together, I want to work there. And that was my first time I really set myself an ambitious, and at the time I didn't know, a huge goal. And then in 1999, and you see me here on the left-hand side, I really went to the UN as an intern. And on the right-hand side, I did work for Kofi Annan at the time as an intern. And it was the beginning of my journey where I felt my purpose and my power really were coming together. This is what I wanted to do. Make a contribution in the world in a big international setting. And this is where I am today, really helping people to step into their power and really connect to what they really want. And it doesn't have to be the UN only. It can be anywhere. So for me, it's really the learning, the training and everything around that I love to bring to the world. And this is why I'm here. A few facts about myself. As I said, I'm German Italian. You see myself here in Milan. For those that know, this is the Galleria Emanuele in Milan. In the middle, this is my family. I have two children. They're 7 and 9 years old. My husband, we live in Geneva. We're Swiss by now, but I'm German Italian originally. And you see also at the side here, what I really connect with, where I feel I'm in my true power and in my true purpose is when I can make experiences, when I can experience the world, when I experience the people around me, when I can make a contribution by traveling the world, but also not in the outside only. Here you see myself traveling, really physically traveling, but I love also traveling to the inside, really connecting with my true self through meditation, through really reflecting about who am I really. So it's like this experiencing in the inside and the outside. And this is what I want to bring to this session today. Give you an opportunity, an experience of who you really are and what is driving you so that you can be in your utmost, most amazing, magnificent power and energy. Because if you are in your power and your energy as a leader, you will have other people wanting to follow you. But it's not about them following you. It's about you following yourself, and all the rest will flow naturally. But really, the big question is, am I living on purpose? What does that mean anyhow? You know, well, I feel like yes, no, what does that mean? Let's reflect. Just take a moment, sit back, breathe in, relax. What could that be? And let's think about it. Just take a moment to reflect. What do I deeply enjoy? What do I deeply enjoy doing, being surrounded with? What makes me feel being in a flow where I forget time and space in a way, where I forget where I am because I'm just so happy, so fulfilled in that moment of time. What is it? What am I doing in that moment? But then the more important question is why? Why is it that I'm really happy right now? I'm fulfilled. I don't even ask myself these questions because it's so natural that I am in that state. And I'm sure you know that. You have experienced it before. You only have to observe children, and we all were children at some point. They just go with what makes them happy, what makes them fulfilled, and they go with what opens up to them in front of them. So for us now, for the mind to understand that in a bit more structured way, and for the session today, I just like to open up this model, let's say this model that I want to go through in this presentation. The purpose is really these two questions we just asked ourselves. What is it that I truly, truly enjoy doing? And why am I enjoying this? This really forms your purpose. This forms the true connection to yourself. And out of this connection, when you feel, and this is what I'm saying, you feel it, comes this burning desire wanting to achieve that or wanting to be that person. And this is when you have that desire, when you feel this energy, this alignment in yourself, this is when you start wanting to move forward, take action, have a goal you want to achieve. But as you see here, the goal is the result of you being aligned and have that feeling, this direction, this clarity about your desire. And then you move forward. What I would like to do now with you is reflect about what is a real good goal. Like, how do I know that I have a powerful goal? Maybe, what is it that gives me energy? What makes me enthusiastic? This is a powerful goal, but how can we do that? Because from that, we derive the real power in our purpose. Now, setting a goal is really to achieve something that is so big. A real goal is big, so exhilarating that it excites you and it scares you at the same time. So are you getting this already? Something that excites you and scares you. Something that wants you to achieve it, but at the same time, you have a million reasons why you should not do it, right? So it's this polarity that it makes it so difficult to really go for something bigger, because there is something going on in the inside that prevents us from going to that next step. But why is this? This is what I want to show you today. So really, what is a real goal? It's something you have never done before, something to help you grow, and you must be inspired by going after it. There are really three types of goals. There are A, B, and C type goals. A is what you really already know how to do it. B, what you think you can do, and C, what you really want. So let me just take an example that is maybe linked to some of you or most of you that are working in an international environment. So let's imagine you are, and I'm talking about the different grades, let's say a junior manager, like a P2, right? You're a P2 that really enjoys the work, maybe an environmental affairs officer or a human rights officer or political affairs, whatever. Let's just take it as an example. You're a junior manager, a junior officer, and you really enjoy your work, but you feel it's time to move on. You're not growing as much anymore. You want to grow. So then you're setting yourself a goal. I would love to become a P3, or you're P3 and you want to become a P4. So basically you want to go one step higher. And this is exactly a B-type goal, because you know you can do it. You've done it before. You've become a P2. So from a P2 to a P3, okay, that's okay. You can do that. You've done it. You've proven to self. So where is the real inspiration in that B-type goal, in this goal that you know how to do? Not much. So really, what could be a C-type goal? What could be something that is really exciting you? Like, what about, yes, I love to work in environmental affairs. I love to work in political affairs. I love to work in human rights. But what if there are other opportunities that I don't even see right now? Maybe it could be in another country, maybe with the UN, maybe with another organization of the UN, maybe with an NGO, maybe with the private sector. Wow, what else is there apart from my vision that I can become a P3? What about if I don't even need this? But what about if I go out and come back? And so you start thinking bigger, but by connecting to what you truly, truly want. Now, this is what happens usually. If it was so easy, everyone would do it, right? So that's why you want to learn more about it. Really, an A-type goal, as you see here on the bottom, is really your present results. It's you know how to do it. And let's make it a very simple example that has nothing to do with you. And it's just a fun example where you really understand what I mean. Let's say you have let's make it a Golf, like a car, you know, like the Volkswagen Golf, right? And you bought it a few years back, a new car, and you said, wow, I have a new goal. That's my present result. I know I bought it. I know what to do. And then you say, yes, I love to have a new car, maybe the new model of a Golf, or maybe a higher version, maybe not a Golf, but I would like to have, I don't know what is there, like Tiguan or something a bit bigger, right? Like from a Golf. You're like, or an Audi. Let's say I want an Audi, maybe a little bit better. So that would be a plan. That would be a B-type goal. What you think you can do. Of course, you bought a Golf, you can buy an Audi. It's a bit more expensive, but yeah, it's an upgrade. Now, this is not so exciting, right? I mean, you know how to do it. It's more or less the same thing. You know you can do it. And what could be a C-type goal? What could be a real C-type goal? It's really about connecting with your true desire. Maybe it's, and I'm making it up, it's just for the example, like what about if you want a Ferrari? You know, you always saw it and you always enjoyed seeing it, but you never dared to think that you could have that because obviously it's too expensive. You don't have the money yet, but it's a fantasy. And you see yourself driving in this amazing car, be it a Ferrari, be it a Lamborghini, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. The car is not the point. What if you don't allow yourself even to think it? So it's a fantasy at the moment. But what if this fantasy, you allow this to enter your mind? That's all I'm saying. Just enter your mind. You have not changed anything yet. So really where you start is at the fantasy here at the left side of the bottom. And through that fantasy, by nurturing that fantasy, okay, what would it be like to be driving in a Ferrari? What would it be like to be in another country, doing another job, being with different people, maybe have different opportunities where I can show my talent, going back to the first example. So you're creating, and you're going into a creative process of determining a new goal. And the interesting thing is, and this is what I would like you really, really, really to listen closely now. You only have to answer 2 questions. You don't need to know how to get it, when to get it, what you need for it, how much it costs, what you have to invest. It doesn't matter. All you need is, am I willing? Am I willing? And am I able? You're able because you can put everything in, your talent, your skills. Of course, you're able. But the real question is, am I willing? Am I willing to do what is needed to get to that new position, to that new context, career context, life context, vision of myself, investing in maybe even something like a car or something that gives me that experience. And again, it's not about the car, it's not about the career job, it's about the experience. Am I willing to put in what is needed? If the answer is yes, then you have a goal. Then you have a C-type goal, a visionary goal. So really the question to ask yourself to understand if you have an A, B, or C-type goal is ask yourself at the moment, you know, lean back for a moment, just goals you have in your life right now. Are my current goals making me excited and energized? Do my goals belong to me or do they belong to somebody else? Is it because my supervisor is saying, wow, you have great talent in this and this. Why don't you become a B3? You know, or is it me who truly, truly wants that? You know, that's a big difference. Or am I doing it for someone else? Or am I doing it for me and my vision of life? Now, there is a little exercise. We won't do it now, but I want to share it with you. And this is something you can do concretely, is really to get clear on what you really want and really write it out. What are your personal and professional goals? And be as creative as possible. Make a list of 50 things and you will see the first 4 or 5 will be easy. But then go deeper. What do you really, really want? And out of these wants, you can create the goal. and you can write it out in a description that captures really what it means in that goal. And the idea is that over time, by repetition, you will believe more and more in it. But this is really just an example of how you can do it. But the how today is not the main goal of this presentation. I just want to share it with you. Here's something very concrete you can do after the session. What I want you to do now is to really ask yourself this question. Now, you have a goal, you have a vision of yourself. You see yourself in a new environment, with a new team, with a new life, whatever it is. But why am I not achieving what I want? Why am I not doing this? What is holding me back? Why am I stuck? How come I'm settling for something I don't want, even though I feel it's not right? How come? Well, there is a simple but powerful answer. There is a so-called gap between what you know you should be doing and what you're actually doing. So there is a space between what you learned, what you consciously know, the wisdom, the information you have, and the books maybe you have read, the self-help, the leadership guide, anything. You know it, you can read it, you watch a YouTube video about it. But how come I cannot apply it? What is holding me back? So it's really in your mind, because it's your powerful mind that is the secret genie. This is your answer to your question, or this is the solution to your problem, but it's also the problem for you to not get the solution and the goal that you want. So how does this play together? And you will be surprised. Now, let me share a simple but very, very powerful tool that also, if you're a coach in here, by the way, if you're a coach and in this session right now, this is a tool that you can use for your clients. Or if you're a manager and you are leading a team, this is a tool, the stick person, that will make you explain to your people in your team what is going on, and you will understand the world in a different way. Now, let me just explain. Let's imagine this first circle is the mind. And the mind is divided into the conscious and the subconscious mind. You have heard about that. So really, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind together are 100%, obviously. But the way it is distributed is very, very uneven. It's 5% conscious mind, and conscious mind is really the mind that you're using right now for you to process the information, listening to me, thinking about what I'm saying. And then there is the subconscious mind, the 95%, that is also always there. It's a bit like the autopilot that is going on in the background. It's the mind that speaks to you sometimes with critical questions or with doubts, fears, beliefs. This is the subconscious mind. And it's linked, the mind is linked to your body. The conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And you will understand in the following way. Let's imagine you're crossing the street and maybe the Ferrari that someone else bought is crossing you very fast. You're just stepping back, right? You're protecting yourself. So you subconsciously realize there is a danger. So you didn't even need the conscious mind. It was just so fast that your body made a step back. So really your subconscious mind helped you to survive, right? It helped you to not go into a situation where you would have just finished there. So it's important to understand that the subconscious mind is your friend because it helps you to survive, but it can also be sometimes your enemy because it doesn't like change. So imagine you're working on this big vision of yourself. You have this C-type goal. Let's go back to this example of the Ferrari, right? You're consciously saying, I want this, and I'm even putting money together, whatever. And then your subconscious mind comes in. What do you think the neighbors will think of you? You know, who are you to drive a Ferrari? And then especially if you're working in an international organization, whoa, so many challenges out there, you know, you cannot afford this, you should not have that. Again, it's not about the car, it's about the idea. It's about this big vision of yourself. And it's the same thing. What about if you have a new job opportunity and then your subconscious mind goes like, are you sure you have the skills for that? You should learn a bit more about leadership and project management. No, wait. Or it says, what if you fail? What if you fail? Right? So it's usually the subconscious mind is not really helping you, even though it means well, because it wants to protect you. Now, how can we make our subconscious mind that really is our friend, but sometimes is a friend that doesn't cheer you up, right? Make a friend that is cheering for you, that is helping you to achieve the goal, the vision, the fantasy of yours that you want to put into reality. Now, there are two worlds you have to be aware of, and feel free to take notes if you want. This is so powerful. There's the outside world and there's the inside world. The outside world is the conscious mind. It's our senses. So it's the smell, see, touch, taste, hear. It's really our senses to the world. And everything that is coming to us through our senses goes into the conscious mind. Now, everything we have, however, in the subconscious mind, and this is where I'm getting now, has been put into our subconscious mind over time through our senses. So really, in the subconscious mind are our beliefs, our habits, and all those elements that keep us alive. But they're not really helping us. As I said, they're rather against us. Now, however, and this is like a treasure box, and I want you to really open up now. Imagine you were opening up this beautiful treasure box with diamonds in there, with gold, with anything you want in there. And this is your subconscious mind as well. It has higher mental faculties that only humans have. And this is what sets us apart, you know, in the animal kingdom, if you want, in the human species, is that we are the only creatures in the world, the only beings in the world that have a subconscious mind with higher mental faculties that we can use to create, that we can use to become more than what we think, that we can help others to become even bigger. And what are they? I just want to go through them briefly so that you understand what are they, how can we use them in order to work on our higher goals. It's the perception, how I do see things. It's the imagination. It's really this capacity to close your eyes, see yourself in your dream house, see yourself in your new job, in this new context, in your new car, driving around, in a new holiday setting, I don't know, or working with a certain community you really want to work with. You imagine what it's like. And then you have the intuition. You get these whispers also through your subconscious mind. I'm sure you had that plenty of times in your life when your gut feeling told you, no, do this, no, do that. And whenever you listen to it, usually, I'm sure you were going in the right direction because the vibration in your body, again, conscious, subconscious, together brings you in a good vibration. Then you also have the will. We have, as humans, a will. We can decide. We can hold to in our mind a picture of what we really want. It's like in the screen of the mind. And the exclusion of our distractors, like the senses. This is why, let's say, when you meditate, you really decide to meditate. You decide that you want to sit down and really connect with your imagination, your intuition. And you use your will to do it. You can create this picture in your mind. But it's also the discipline to follow through when you say you're doing something. That's also the will. Then you have the memory. This is really the faculty by which the mind stores and remembers information. And there is nothing like a bad memory. So, of course, we have also memories in our past that were maybe not pleasant. And they're also in our subconscious mind. They have been maybe ingrained there as, even trauma or a bad experience with certain people and so on. But these are memories that in a way, we only decide how we want to see them. We can reframe them. We can change our perception. This is the first mental faculty, perception. We can change our point of view. We can see it in a different light and how it has actually served us. And then there is the reasoning. It gives you the ability to think. Now, in a nutshell, we can say we have a thinking mind and we have a feeling mind. So the thinking mind is really what you think on a daily basis, the thought that goes to your mind. That is what you're creating in your life. And all you need to be is more in control of what you're thinking. Because if you're not in control, it will go straight into your subconscious mind. So you will program yourself in a certain way that you like or you don't like. This is the power you have through your thinking mind. And then in the feeling mind is really your responsibility to use your higher faculties so that it serves you to walk and go towards the direction you really want to go. Now, what does that mean for a leader? Now, what does that mean for a leader in an international organization or, as a coach as well? How can you work with that tool that is so powerful for yourself, but also for others? It's about understanding one important element, which is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind have to be in harmony in order for the body, the physical body, to behave in a certain way. So whenever you realize in yourself that you are feeling stuck, you're not feeling aligned, as we say in coaching, or if you're not getting the results that you really want, you only have to look at the result, your behavior, your habits, and then go back. What have I been doing? What have I been thinking? And what have I been feeling? So really, if there are non-productive habits that are stored in your subconscious mind, it's about creating a new belief. So if your belief is, I never have time, I'm always in a rush, what do you think as a manager you will feel like every day when your emails come in? Of course you say, oh my God, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. So you're saying yourself, I'm stressed, you're feeling stressed, your body feels stressed, and you behave in a stressed way. You don't want to be that kind of leader, right? You want to be a leader that is responding and not reacting. So you have to create a new belief. I have always the time necessary to create anything I want. You repeat it, and then you start believing it more and more. Your body feels relaxed, and even if there's a moment when it's a bit stressful, you start connecting with that idea that you are a relaxed and focused leader, and your body moves into that direction. Your behavior becomes different. And this is why there's only two ways to change that beliefs, that habits that don't serve us to achieve our goals, is repetition and an emotional impact. And repetition is what I just said. You repeat a belief, you use your imagination. What's it like to be that person? What is it like to be in that new reality? And an emotional impact is usually negative, is when you, let's say, you go to a medical doctor and he says, well, you have to stop eating sugar because I can see your sugar is not really great. So you have to do something. So obviously you have a great emotional impact in your subconscious mind. And then you're like, okay, I change everything tomorrow. This can happen, but it's not really a very pleasant way. And it's not really a sustainable way. So what I do in the coaching, in the mindset and success coaching, is really helping people, helping colleagues I work with, to integrate and get clear on what they want, and then create those beliefs, those thoughts that you have to think in order to get what you want through repetition. Now, what's it like to be a leader, a powerful leader, and on purpose? Is that at all possible, right? I'm sure you say yes, but how come it is not so easy for many people, right? How come it is a challenge? Because we have to understand one thing, and this is what I want to leave you with, really, with this knowingness that the power and the purpose is in you already. So it's a bit like a diamond that is always there, and it has always been there. But there have been experiences, maybe memories, situations, environment that has impacted and has put like dust on your diamond, on the true purpose and power that you feel inside. And when you feel powerless or purposeless or not so purposeful, let's say, then there is too much dust, too much outside, too much noise in the outside that is not allowing you to listen to your inner voice. Now, the good news is the following. there is a way to change that. There is a way how you can regain, reconnect to that power and purpose in case you feel you have lost it a little bit. And there are 4 tools or steps that I would like to share with you that you can take with you after the session today. First of all, it's really self-awareness. You have to know what is going on in the mind. And a nice way and a very concrete way of doing it is journaling. I'm sure many of you are already doing it. If you're a coach anyway, you're doing this. Or you just write out what is going on in the mind. You make it visible. Because the making it visible really is bringing to the light your self-talk. It's really your subconscious mind talking to you. It's like the enemy talking to you, but it could be also your friend saying, go for it. But usually it's this self-talk that is limiting us. Usually it's that. So how can you get more clear about your self-talk and change your self-talk? It's through meditation. It's really through going in. And I'm not saying you have to sit there like in silence, whatever. It can be really a moment where you connect with yourself, even in your workplace. It can be 2 minutes where you just, even with the open eyes, connect with your body, connect with where you're sitting, connect with your vision of your future, maybe your goal that you have written out. And that really is where your self-image is defined. So if you want to change and get a real new goal, you have to also be that person. You have to become that person. And as I said, it can only come through repetition. And repetition means you're affirming it to you. Like, I am a purposeful leader that enjoys giving the full potential to myself and others. Or I am the person, I am abundance, I am joy, I am. So you're really affirming with I am statements. And you do this again and again and again in the day, in the morning, in the evening. And then there is this element of self-discipline. It doesn't come for free, right? It doesn't come for free. There is an element of routine, really, really, really affirming to it in a regular basis. And self-awareness, self-talk, self-image, and self-discipline together by using those 4 tools, and these are just examples of tools, will, and there's no other way, lift your energy up. You will vibrate differently, and you will be able to connect to your power and purpose on a new level of consciousness, on a new level where you feel more happy, more relaxed, more aligned, and nothing in the outside can really take that power from you, because you have understood that your senses are there to guide you, but they're not there to define you. And I think that's a very important statement. Your senses are there to guide you, but they're not there to define you. And as soon as you define yourself by the outside, you're forgetting about your power and purpose in the inside. So it's really about connecting to that immense energy and power at the inside. So in essence, what have we talked about today? So how is your energy now? Anyone wants to put some in here? Yeah, okay, I see some comments. Cool, 10 now. Okay, much better. So in summary, what I'm saying here, what I'm sharing with you, and this is really, let it sink in, and it might not be after this one session only. It's really about, I choose my life. My life, my career is part of life through my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. My thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. Through my conscious mind, through knowing of my subconscious mind, and moving my body into inspired action. And then also be aware that the desire, what I said in the beginning, like the what and the why, forms your desire. It's this burning desire. It's this fire within. It's this burning, it's this flame that you want to bring out. And what happens so often is like, it begins to become more tiny and tiny and tiny and tiny. The flame is really nearly getting out. It's really extinguishing. However, there's always the possibility to refire your desire by looking at your true self, like looking at what you really want, why you want it, and then take the necessary step by working with the mind to really light that fire again. Because if we're not in our strength, in our true energy, we're not serving anybody. We're not serving ourselves, first of all. We're not serving our family, our children, our friends, our co-workers, our leaders, and the UN and the world, or whatever, the world in general terms. This desire, the fire within, is this important. And the goal is really just the desire and action. So all you need to focus on is really on this what and the why. And then the goal is this action, this you put into motion, again, by using your conscious and subconscious mind working for you and not against you. So you can say that, or I would like to just give you that thought again and just connect to it. Really listen in for a moment. Let your subconscious mind listen to me now, not your conscious that might be a critic or whatever, you know, or might find something to share. Or no, just listen in for a moment. I am a co-creator. I am a creator of my life. I don't settle, because if I settle, I'm not living my true desire. I'm living according to someone else's expectation of me. No, I don't settle. There is more for me. And I want to believe that. And it's like this, there is more. Secondly, thirdly, don't overthink, because the thinking mind is brilliant, but don't forget it's 5%. The feeling mind is 95%. And even in decisions you take, go into the feeling mind, go into your inner faculties, your intuition, your imagination, to really understand what next step to take. And then really decide the want and not the how. You decide what you want. The how will show up. The way will be shown. So clearly understand, this is what one of my dear mentors said, Bob Proctor, clearly understand that the only limitation you will ever have in your life, in your career, in your relationships, it doesn't matter, are the limitations you impose upon yourself. Your mind imposes on yourself because you have accepted certain beliefs, but you truly do have infinite potential. And what is infinite? Infinite is infinite. It means you don't even know yet. You might not even have scratched the surface of your potential. And how would you find out if you don't find out? So let me help you find out. Therefore, what I want to leave you with is an image that is very important to me in my life. I'm here in Cancun and the beach. I was just coming out of a meditation that I was doing with another mentor I have, which is Dr. Joe Dispenza, for those who know, where you're really connected to your heart, where you're really connected to what you want what I wanted in that case, what I wanted in my life. And this is the moment when I decided that I wanted to invest in myself, becoming a mindset and success coach, helping women, helping men, helping people in international, employees in international organizations to step into their true power and purpose, reconnect with their goals, helping them to become the best version of themselves. Now, when you look at me there, do I look happy or happy? This is it. Once a decision is taken, once you feel that this is alignment, you are just happy. And I felt so radiant on that day. I felt so happy in myself. But it was a journey. Believe me, it was a journey. It didn't come overnight. I was going on a journey. I knew what I was willing. I know I was able, but I knew also I was willing to go the way. I was willing to pay the price in time and investment, in doing what was needed, being uncomfortable, challenging myself, questioning myself. But this is what I wish for. And what I'm helping you with is really reconnecting to that fire, the desire within that is there, and reconnecting it. So really, thank you so much. If you're ready, I'm here. I can take a few questions. And if you are ready to step into your own power and purpose, let me help you. I'm also offering pro bono coachings here and guidance on your next step. What is out there for you? I'm happy to share also more about my journey and how you can really, really, really reconnect and connect with a true person that you really are. And I give over and thank you to all of you for your participation. And I give back to Saba.
Here I am. So wonderful. Thank you very much for this very energizing session. I'm all ready to go. It's really wonderful. Thank you for sharing your energy, but above all, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I think, you know, having been working in an international organization myself, I know that people are so busy delivering the work that needs to be done for their beneficiaries that they have little time, excuse me, to think about themselves. And then you go home and there's family life and so on. So it's not all glamorous to be working in international organization. It's tough. There's a lot of hard work to do. And I find that your words are very inspiring. And I hope people will take you up on the individual coaching. You know that in this program, we also have several coaching, pro bono coaching hours, over 100, and they're filling up. So I urge you to go to our website, you know, where you registered for this webinar, and check the pages that says coaches and book your session with Theresia, because that way you will have a private conversation with you that will energize you for the next few years. So please put your questions or your comments in the chat. You know, how do you feel having listened to all this? What are your impressions? I'd love to read you. Another thing that I really liked, Theresia, that you said is, you know, the fact, you know, when you told us with the last picture in Cancun, and, you know, when you decided to become a coach, I kind of had the same experience, but it was on the Rue de Mont Blanc. It wasn't in an exotic location. It's when I came out of the school where I then started to train as a coach. And I just, when I came out of there, I called my husband and said, this is my way. And I'd really like to encourage colleagues there to take up this path, if that is something that inspires you. In this program, we are, I think, 12 coaches with a background in international organizations, and we did it. We made it, and we have splendid results, like Theresia, who has brought on so much knowledge. As a question, interesting one, how can you continue your new vision through the ups and downs of daily work life? Can you take that?
Okay, yes, I can take that. And I also read about like the ups and downs. I'll take that. And it fits, actually, it fits the other question, how you, if I can say more about repetition and emotional impact and how this works out. Thanks for your questions. Okay, now, if we have a vision, right, it's like in that moment when we create that vision, it's a fantasy, right? It's not real yet. It's just a thought that we allow to think. And in that moment, if we don't entertain it, if we don't take it serious, because it's an intuitive thought, it's an intuition that comes from a higher intelligence, you can even say. It depends how you want to look at it. But let's say there's a thought, something is calling you. And when you don't ignore that, if you ignore that thought, that idea, then you will lose that thought again. So basically, when you are busy in your life, you have these ups and downs in your life, and these thoughts, these intuitions come in all the time. But it's a bit like you're listening to loud music all the time, and you're not connected to that inner voice. You cannot navigate even the busy life because you will be in a reacting mode all the time. So really, when you navigate the busy lives that we all have, it's about raising the awareness of what is going on in my conscious and my subconscious mind, but most in the subconscious. What is going on? Why am I reacting? Why is this challenging me at the moment? Why am I unhappy in what is happening? Why is it so difficult to lead a life at the moment that is so challenging? And then create that belief that I can achieve that. And this goes to the second question, that despite the lives being busy, what we can do is repeat, repeat, repeat over time our belief in ourselves. Now, what is the difference? And you're asking that, Barbara, the repetition, emotional impact. Now, repetition is really reprogramming yourself. So let's say as a child, when we're born, we learn everything from the outside, and it's proven that until the age of 6, we're kind of in a hypnotic state. So we're taking in everything without even judging, right? We're just taking it in. So the repetition of our parents, repetition of teachers, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 it all goes in. Now, as an adult, we have the capacity to stop, to say, no, this is not going into my subconscious mind. Or we have the capacity to allow something in, which is a belief that we want to believe. Like, I am a successful, whatever, coach, or I am a leader in my family. I'm a woman that can, whatever, put it in. And this is through repetition. You affirm it. It's affirmation. It's like writing out your goal. It's repeating it, imagining it, using a vision board. It's all tools that you learn in that kind of coaching, mindset coaching, how you can work with your mind and repeat all day long, even like the little screen on your iPhone. You can use so many things, repetition. Now, the emotional impact, and then I'll end there, is really an external situation that happens to you. So it's really through the senses. Like, the most common is really like, you're really saying, there is something that happened in your life, someone passed away, or something happened to your health, or you lose your job. It could be something really that you, first of all, you don't see, you feel like a bit like a victim, like a victim of a circumstance. And the idea is, even through repetition to a new thought, you can transform that and go from a victim to a victor or Victoria, depending, by understanding that this is my interpretation of things. What if being laid off from a job is actually my greatest gift? What if this is really my next step that is being given to me? What if it's a gift? And you learn to even transform unpleasant, uncomfortable situations that happened in your life through the mindset coaching approach, through repeating what you truly want and what you don't want. So I leave you with that. You can have everything you want by connecting to your power and purpose.
Thank you very much, Theresia. It's been fascinating, heartwarming, encouraging. We're all ready to go.
Thank you for all of you for your participation, and step into your power and purpose, not only for yourself, but for the people you work for and the impact you want to make in the world. The world needs you and your power and your purpose.